So what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I just kind of want to answer a question real quick that a lot of times I get this comment, and even within one of my Facebook groups that I have where we talk about money and investing and stuff like that, people always ask, so how do you make money in the stock market exactly? So a lot of times people, they're interested in the stock market, but they're still not totally aware of well, how do you actually make money investing, your money in the stock market? So I just wanted to cover 3 ways that you actually make money within the stock market, 3 ways that are very general that most people know about if they know anything about investing. And so here we go. So the first way I don't really talk about a lot, and that is trading stocks. Now, trading is kind of like the flipping, type of deal within the investment world. So it's basically like if you want to make a quick buck, then you try to, flip a stock almost. But what it is that you would put in a certain amount of money, you would invest it within a stock, or if you were doing something like options or something like that, and you're either banking on the stock going up or going down, or whatever the type of trade it is that you do. And basically you would make your money, within a matter of days or within a matter of weeks. And even sometimes in a matter of months, depending on, exactly what you're doing. But trading is typically kind of like the quick way of making money. Now, don't talk a lot about trading, not because I have anything against it, because I don't. It's just that trading takes a little bit more research, and the system and the way that things work is not exactly the same as investing, like if you're investing in something long term. So trading is a lot more of a short-term type of thing. So if you're interested in learning how to trade, just comment below, and what I'll do is I'll point you in direction to people that I know get results that are within my network that do very well with trading, as well as they actually have some platforms that help you learn how to trade as well. But trading is something that people also do in the stock market that allows them to make money, but it's just more of a quicker return, kind of like a quick money type of thing. Now the next one is basically when the company grows. So if a company goes from $10 to $20 and you have $10 in that company, and then your $10 turns into $20, that's how it grows. Basically just growing along with the company, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like planting a seed. If you plant a seed in the ground, if the environment is right, if it's getting the right amount of sunlight, the right amount of water, the soil is right, then it's going to grow, and it's going to grow healthy. Well, it's the same with investing. If you invest your money in the right companies, then your money will grow. It might go up and down a little bit, but it will grow through time. So just that simple concept of putting money into a stock or a company, and that company grows, well, guess what? Your money grows along with it. So I think that's fairly simple, right? Now, there are different strategies that you can do to invest within companies, like if you want to, take some money and invest through time into something, or if you just want to put a lot of money in it now and just let it sit, things like that, and you watch it to make sure it's not, anything crazy going on with the company or whatever. But simply just putting your money in with a stock and it growing with the stock, that's one way that you can make money as well in the stock market. So now the last one I'm going to talk about, which is probably by far my most favorite one, and that is dividends. So if you don't know what dividends is like a form of profit sharing. If you know anything about 401ks and you know about companies giving you a match at the end of the year, it's kind of similar to that. The match is basically a profit share. So with dividends, you also can gain a profit share as well when you own a stock. So let's say you had an example. If you had one share of a particular company, and within that company actually pays you out a dividend of like $1. And now they pay that dividend of $1 every single month, or they pay it every 3 months, or they pay it every 6 months. Whatever the case is, but they pay you $1 just for you having that one share. So if you have 10 shares and each share you're going to get a dividend, then that means that every 3 months or every month, that means you would get $1 per share. And so basically getting $1 per share, and you have 10 shares, that means that every time they pay out the dividend, you're going to get $10. Remember, because you got $1 and you got 10 shares. And so it might not seem like a lot of money, but you have to understand the more money that you put into a company or into a fund, you're going to get that dividend. Now, if you're looking up like companies online and things like that, if you look on that chart, you're going to see something that says percent yield. That percent yield is what the dividend is. If you see that there's nothing there for that percent yield and it says NA, that means that there's probably no dividend. And so dividend investing is really, really cool. And I actually want to make more videos about that because, you know, you can put your investments in kind of a pool. Like if you have M1 Finance, for example, you can actually have, you know, several different companies in there that all have dividends. And when you're investing in that particular pool or your portfolio, then what happens is you're going to get paid dividends, you know, per company that you own. And that's a really, really good way of your money growing. Now let's take a look at a little bit more of an extreme side of like dividends. So let's say, for example, Warren Buffett, who is by far the top investor we've ever seen thus far, he has about 400 million shares of Coca-Cola. Yes, 400 million shares. Now, Coca-Cola pays out a dividend right now around about 39 to 40 cents per share. So you multiply 400 million times 30 cents or 40 cents. That's a lot of money, a whole lot of money. And they pay this out every 3 months. So every 3 months, that is the dividend price that comes to his company for owning 400 million shares. Now I'm showing you the extreme to kind of see where it is you can make a lot of money from it. Now you don't have to have 400 million shares of any company, but just you owning a significant amount of shares can actually you can start to see the dividend. If you just had one share and they paid you out 40 cents and they paid it out 3 times within the year, that means you got $1.20 for holding to that company, along with if that company is growing. So some of the best investments for dividends are companies that are solid and they're growing, so that way your money doesn't necessarily go down, but it goes up through time and you're getting a dividend. That's like a win-win situation, like a win-win-win situation. And so why does that make sense to put your money in the stock market versus just saving it within a bank account? Well, in a regular bank account, you're not getting anything but like 0.01%, or maybe at best, 0.02%. It's not really a whole lot of money that you can get from having your money just sitting into a savings account. However, and if you're structuring your finances, yes, it's good to have money in a savings account that you can access in case of emergency. But it's also better to have, a savings account that has, a higher interest, which high interest savings accounts right now between like 1.6% and like 2.5%. Yes, 1.6, 2.5, that's high interest on a savings account. But with your money sitting in there, at least whatever you have sitting there is going to make 1 to 2%. So with the stock market, the thing that's great about it is, yes, you can put your money there and your money can fluctuate. A lot of times people, they feel like, I don't want to lose all my money. Well, the chances of you losing all your money are slim to none unless you're just investing in stuff and you don't have a clue of what it is. So what you want to do is whatever you decide to invest in, you want to make sure you know what it is. Because when you put your money in there, you kind of know your money's safe, or you kind of understand, how it's going. Now, if it's something that you're going to do that's a risk, you kind of got to go in with the mindset thinking like, hey, I could lose some money behind this risk. But you always have an opportunity to sell the stock or whatever it is, or a fund that you have, if you see things that aren't working out, so that way you don't lose all your money. But all in all, investing in stocks and making money in the stock market, it's a good way to kind of plan, not for necessarily, tomorrow turnaround, like money you can have tomorrow, but more so planning for the future and allowing the money that you make to grow. We have a really bad habit of taking our money and putting our money in things that aren't going to pay us later. Like, one of the things I love to say is that allow your good days, which is probably right now, allow those days, allow your good time to take care of your bad times, meaning allow the things that you're able to do now, the money you're able to create, the income you have, whatever it is, you got a business, you got a job. Because see, what happens as you continue to get older, sometimes you're not able to work as more diligent like you are now if you're in a younger age. So being able to take care of yourself in the future, your future self will look back at your old self and say, thank you. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Those are just 3 simple things as far as like, well, how do you actually make money in the stock market? Well, that's pretty much, how you can make money in the stock market. So check this out. On the next video, I'm actually going to give you guys 10 stocks that you can actually look at in terms of dividend. 10 dividend stocks, not the best stocks, but just 10 stocks that you can take some time, research, and look into for yourself. So if you want to invest in it, at least you're going to get a good dividend, and these are pretty solid companies and funds. So to the next video, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.